you every step of the way, ensuring a smooth and stress-free journey towards home ownership. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, we're here to help. Call me anytime at 865-742-1035 or just visit us online at BoKnowsHouses.com.
Knoxville, get ready. The big sports show is coming Saturday, November 8th at the World Exposition Hall. Meet your favorite sports stars, Hall of Famer Earl Campbell, baseball greats Wade Boggs, Dwight Gooden, and Jose Canseco, plus UT legends Shamiqua Holtzclaw, Carl Pickens, and many more. Autographs, photos, and memories you'll never forget, all in one huge day. Tickets on sale. Get yours now at BigSportsShow.com. That's BigSportsShow.com. The Big Sports Show, Saturday, November 8th, Knoxville. Don't miss it.
The phone's blowing up, but you're in the driver's seat. Ignore the buzz, keep your eyes on the street. No text back, no scroll, just let it wait. Attention on the road, that's the only way. Phone's blowing up, but you're in the driver's seat. Ignore the buzz, keep your eyes on the street. No text back, no scroll, just let it wait.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Your smile says it all, so make sure it's saying the right thing. At Knoxville Smiles, we believe healthy teeth mean happy lives. Now through the end of the year, we're offering half-price whitening with a cleaning. That's right, half-price whitening with a routine teeth cleaning at Knoxville Smiles. Call today to set up your appointment. 865-539-1776. That's 865-539-1776. Or book online at KnoxvilleSmiles.com. Don't wait another day to love your smile. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340. WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville.
Or book in 30 seconds or less at menspronknoxville.com. Men's Pro Knoxville, making it happen.
Are you tired of waiting on interest rates to drop before you start saving money? I'm Chris Burleson with University Lending Group, and I've got a better way. With a traditional closed-end mortgage, most of your payment goes straight to interest, not your balance. But with my Smart Loan, every deposit you make cuts your principal immediately and reduces interest in real time. On average, my clients pay off their mortgage in just 7 years. Call me today at 865-388-7634 or visit smartloantn.com and let's turn your income into financial freedom. NMLS number 332-941.
WKGN 1340. Go Vols!
You're tuned in to East Tennessee's premier sports radio call-in show. This is The Drive.
And hello, good afternoon, and welcome to another stellar edition of The Drive here on Fan Run Radio. Russell Smith punching the time clock at 3:01 on a beautiful Tuesday afternoon in East Tennessee, September 30th. I can never remember the thing about how many days. Is this the last day of September?
It is.
All right.
30 days past September. There's that whole thing you learn when you're a kid.
Yeah,
you're supposed to learn.
You and I didn't learn it, obviously.
That we forgot it.
I know that's something I've never been good at. I know February's got 28, except on a leap year. That's the extent of it.
What, there's 3 30-day months or 4?
I have no idea, but we are making ourselves look incredibly intelligent.
September, April.
30 days, half November, something in September.
I don't remember any of that. I don't think. June and November. So
well, this is it for September, folks. If
It
you
is.
have anything that you need to get done in September, you got about 9 more hours, and then that's it until next year. So we welcome you in. Walker is still ailing. I think he's really sick this time. R.I.P. Walker. If you'd like to replace Walker Smith, send your resume, your CV to Bear. We've got Ryan Shumpert coming up in hour number 2 of the program this afternoon to talk all things Vols. In some basketball news today, Bob, big basketball day. I'm going to let you walk us through this here because I know the names, but I don't know the ins and outs. We're expected to go 1 for 2, right?
Yes, we believe so.
And we already missed on Bo Ogden.
We have missed on Bo Ogden. He has announced he's going to Texas. Not a big surprise there.
Mm-hmm.
Chose Texas over us, and apparently Purdue was in the mix too. So, Bo's going to join his dad at the University of Texas. His dad, Chris, former Vol assistant, former Barnes assistant, is the general manager for Sean Miller down in Austin. So it makes sense. We can't be too surprised by that.
Can I tell you my Chris Ogden story? Whenever I hear that guy, I remember we had him on the show, or it was in a media gaggle that he did. So he was talking about growing up in Texas and how he was the only white guy on an all-black AAU team back in like the beginning days of AAU, and all the guys on his team called him Cream.
Oh yeah.
As
soon as you said Cream, I was sitting there. I was like, I don't know that I've heard this story.
So,
and then Cream, yeah.
I always liked that one. So, all right. So, Cream Jr. is going to Texas.
Yes, that is true. And then we're still anxiously awaiting, I think, in about a half hour, Ralph Scott will be making his decision. 6'7", 4-star prospect.
Top 50, you said?
Top 40.
Top 40.
He's like 37. Ogden was, I think, ranked 36, and Scott's ranked 37th. Sam and I were just talking about him out in the hallway. 6'7", but has a 7'1" wingspan. So
I love 6'7" swing men with 2 first name.
Yes. And by all accounts, now the Final Four for Ralph's selection consideration set, if you will, was Tennessee, Houston, Purdue, and Texas A&M. We were saying yesterday what we were hearing was
it's a good group.
Yeah, it was either going to be Houston or Tennessee, and what we're hearing.
That's a good group.
Yeah, and what we're hearing now is maybe us. We'll know for sure here pretty soon, and certainly by the time Shump comes on, I think we're going to have some stuff to talk about.
Yeah, I like that. And this guy sounds like a Barnes player. Listen to this quote from On3's Jamie Shaw from July. This is what Scott told Jamie Shaw. Quote, I'm looking for a developmental school that will not only allow my game to develop, but will push me to be as good as I can be. I'll look at the academics. They have to have my major. I want to major in engineering. Sounds pretty good for us so far, right?
That's right.
Now listen to this. The final quote, I'd like to play for a defensive-minded coach who is competitive and a program that is going to chase a title.
Come right in.
Now, you could say that also sounds like Kelvin Sampson in Houston, but that is a perfect description of Rick Barnes.
That was something we talked about yesterday, Bob and I yesterday off air, just the similarities between those two guys. So I guess it just gets down to which one, which city you want to live in.
Yeah. So what's funny is we are in the mix. We've been talking about this too. We are in the mix on so many prospects. If Ralph Scott does commit, he's the first commit in the class of 26 to Tennessee. So feels like we've got more in place. But then once I started looking, it's like, no, that's it right now. They're after a bunch of guys though, obviously.
Yeah. But I mean, do either one of you ever really worry about whether or not we're going to have a roster stacked with,
I don't worry about it.
Right
I'm
now?
just, I don't know. Worry is relative. Like I was having a conversation with somebody earlier today about Tennessee football and our running backs situation.
and how we're obsessing over, well, Star Thomas needs more carries and everything. And this guy said to me, yeah, but these are first world problems, Russ. Remember when we were worrying about trying to decide between Rajon Neal and Marlon Lane? And I was like, yeah, well, and not to fire off of those guys, like Rajon Neal in particular, I thought was actually a pretty good back. But they, when you're 4-1 midway through the season, and your big question is whether you can ward off a, road stinker, as we've started calling them, and whether or not you can go to beat Alabama. And these are legitimate conversations we've like that. That's totally different. I do worry about Barnes and his roster construction because I don't think we have an elite shooting guard this year. Now, maybe we can find one, or maybe we can piece it together. Like, I don't know, but to your point, yeah, the roster concerns under this coach at this moment in time are vastly different than roster concerns of years past, or roster concerns that most of the rest of our conference brethren are dealing with right now. Yeah, I think we'll have good players.
We don't have to worry about Vitello. And honestly, I don't know that we have to worry about Coach Kim anymore. She sounded like multiple McDonald's All-Americans that haven't been done since the Pat days. But
I was just going to say we need to tip our hat to Coach Kim, because they have made an offer now to a 5-star point guard for the class of 27. She's just down in Georgia, CC Dennis. Listen to the schools that have already extended offers: Auburn, Georgia Tech, Miami, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Florida State, Houston, Georgia, Louisville, Baylor, SMU, Central Florida, Florida, and Virginia Tech.
No UConn or South Carolina?
None of those. But,
I don't either.
No. So she's a junior, man. She's got another year of after this season of high school.
That's insane.
But she's up there cooking.
The basketball coaches, the baseball coach, all recruiting at truly an elite level, like maybe the tops in their respective sports. We just got to get this Heupel guy up on their level. Yeah, we'll really be cooking.
He's doing pretty good on talent acquisition.
Doing pretty good.
If you take injuries out of it, he'd have probably the 3 best cornerbacks. He'd have the best cornerback room in the country with Hood, McCoy, and Gibson.
Let's go back to Ralph Scott for a second. I'm just looking at some of this stuff. First of all, what caught my eye or my ear was when you talked about his interest in engineering. So I went and got on X and I checked. And
you done all that just now, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Purdue seems to be very excited about this kid because they're an engineering school first and foremost. So they're looking at this like, we got him. We got to get him now.
You come here and engineer us a championship. Well, Boilermaker Bob can't lose right now. He's going to one of his teams.
They don't have any room anyway. They got a big roster. But then Adam Finkelstein gave his scout from he's from CBS Sports. Scouting Ralph Scott, budding big wing, bouncy athlete, fluid mover, developing versatile skill set, defensive tools and upside, extremely high long-term ceiling, just needs a little more time.
That is a paragraph of some incredible, I guess, cliches. He had all of them there.
Yeah.
I see this kid, the wingspan there. He about scratches his knees standing up. I mean, that kid is, wow, what an athlete. I don't know if he can shoot or handle or anything else, but there's a lot of tools there to work with if the looks are anything. Side note, you can major in engineering. What is the Josh Dobbs of basketball now? That seems like a lot on a young man's plate. You're going to major in engineering while playing for Rick Barnes
at Tennessee, which has got like one of the most exclusive engineering schools in the country.
You could back it down a little bit, major in like arts and sciences, a little communication, something like
classics.
Fundamental elements of light.
Yeah. It's just nice, man, because here we go. By the way, we are 2 weeks from tomorrow. 2 weeks from tomorrow is SEC Media Day for basketball. It's coming like a runaway train.
You're in your element right now talking hoops, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Well, sorry to change the subject.
No, we would dig deeper on the football if we had a game.
We'll circle back. When does Ralph Scott announce?
3:45 is what they're saying.
Okay.
Now.
Coming up about half an hour. All right. So be on the breaking news alert here this afternoon on Fan Run Radio. Tennessee football in the off week gives us a chance to do a little self-reflection, a self-scout, if you will, and take a look at the 10,000-foot view of the SEC. There are 10 teams ranked in this league right now, an astonishing figure. Of course, 16-team league, Mississippi State falling out of the rankings this week after the loss to our beloved Volunteers. Things have changed since the preseason, Bob, when it was kind of a toss-up between Georgia and Texas as far as, who the quote-unquote experts thought was the best team in the league, if not the country. Now that we are 5 weeks into the season, what do you think about it? Let's just focus in on the SEC. Surely we've all seen all the teams play a little bit by now. Based off your own personal eye test, who's the best team in this league right now?
Boy. See, if you would have asked me right after Tennessee, Georgia, I would have said Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to like what I have to say.
I know where he's going with this one.
I think at this moment in time, I think it's Alabama.
Roll down Tide.
Birmingham Bob.
Yeah.
Sorry, boys.
Didn't see this turn coming. What about Ole Miss?
They got to show me more, man. I mean, they're impressive. Don't get me wrong. They are impressive, but they still. We just talked about this yesterday. They'll screw the pooch on something. That's what they've shown every season, and they win. They handle that 2 road game swing. I believe it's at Alabama and at Oklahoma. They handle that.
Yeah.
Then I'm sold.
They're about to run through the landmine.
Exactly.
This might sound crazy. I still think it's Georgia. I don't know what kind of voodoo Bama has over Kirby, but I still think they're the best team. I think they'd be the most likely to win it all.
I think you make good cases for all 3 of those teams.
Is there anybody we didn't mention?
We keep not talking too much about Texas A&M,
mm-hmm.
and I think they're really, really good, man.
I just put them in a bin with Missouri and even Vanderbilt, who's 5-0, and just sort of like, okay, impressive. I think they're good teams. I don't know how good.
What else does A&M have to do? The win in South Bend. I mean, that's about as impressive a win as you can get.
It is. But here's what I think the reason we put them in that bin is that, historically speaking, they do something every single year.
That's true.
They'll pull out an Uzi and blow their feet off with it.
It is crazy, though. If you would have told me that 5 weeks into the season that on the AP top 25, the 4th, 5th, and 6th ranked teams are from the SEC, and none of them are Georgia, Texas, or Alabama, I would have never believed that.
You know, the wild thing about Texas, everybody's sort of falling into conference records now. Ole Miss has played 3 conference games, right? Mm-hmm. So has South Carolina. Texas hasn't played a conference game yet. Their game this weekend against Florida is their first SEC game of the year. So they really haven't. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and say they haven't been tested, but certainly that loss at Ohio State, it feels like a long time ago. And then they just sort of vanished playing San Jose State, UTEP, and Sam Houston, and people kind of chuckled, oh, look, Archer has a funky throwing motion. Oh, they kind of let UTEP hang around or whatever. And I feel like they're almost coming out of a cocoon this weekend. And it's like, hey, remember these guys that you all left for dead after the first week of the season? Now they're going to play in the swamp, and certainly Florida has their own set of issues, but an opportunity, I think, for Sark and Arch to show that they're not as bad as maybe some people thought they might be.
It'll be interesting to watch because Gators, while they're woefully inept on offense, they've actually got a pretty stout defense. I mean, this is going to be a big step up. It'll be interesting to see how Arch handles the level of defense facing him.
Let me ask you this. Who so far, and again, granted, some of these teams have played little or none of their SEC games so far. Who do you think so far, as we reach about the midpoint of the season, is the most disappointing SEC team so far?
Again, I think there are a couple of ways you could go here. I think, I don't know what anybody else's expectations were for Kentucky. I thought they might be middling. So far, they look bad. Auburn and Florida look bad. Arkansas looks bad.
What about the higher profile teams? Which one do you look at and go, man?
LSU.
Yeah, I mean, LSU to me, and I know the narrative coming out of Baton Rouge now is that Nussmeier's hurt. He's tweaked his knee, and perhaps that's, I mean, it didn't, I just watched a highlight package. I didn't see the entire game against Ole Miss, but I mean, they had a long 15-play touchdown drive to make it a one-score game on their last possession. They can't run the ball.
Yeah.
I saw Josh Pate talking about this. You're in Louisiana. I mean, you got offensive linemen and running backs all over the place. How can you not run the ball, Brian Kelly?
I mean, it's LSU.
Their offense is very disappointing right now, I'd say.
Especially, Brian Kelly's supposed to be the offensive guy, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. I think the drum beats are going to get loud if LSU doesn't at least make the playoffs. At least.
Well, they're 4-1 right now, and when you talk about minefields to run through here, the rest of their season looking like this: South Carolina at home, at Vandy. You talking about a drumbeat game? Go lose in Nashville and see.
Yeah.
It'll sound like a damn marching band, marching drum line or something back there.
Lars Ulrich drumming.
A&M at Bama, at Oklahoma to end the season.
That's pretty rough end to 1-2 punch to end the season on.
I mean, how many? I think you go 9-3 there. They might not be happy about it, but you're not. There's not going to be serious chatter around there. You go 8-4 or less, and all of a sudden, like I don't know if they run him this year, but there might be a 2026 is a show me year for Brian Kelly.
That's what I was going to say. I think if they're even 9-3 but miss the playoffs, I don't think Kelly's out, but I think next year is going to be just white hot pressure the whole season. They just won't stand for it.
You very rarely see guys. Norvell is really the only one that I've ever watched coaches way onto and off of.
Dabo back in the day.
That's true.
Dabo's coached himself onto, off of, and back onto the hot seat.
Yeah.
And then one last SEC team to talk about too, because we talk about them and it just feels like none of us are sold on them still. But I'm still worried about that game in Knoxville is Oklahoma. I mean, they're ranked 5th in the AP poll. Their quarterback's down.
Mm-hmm.
They'll win this week. They're playing Kent State, but then they got Red River.
Yeah, but they also, their rushing attack isn't that good. The defense is solid.
Yeah, it always is with Venables, right?
I realize they're saying it was a pretty straightforward procedure and all that, but your starting quarterback did have surgery on his throwing hand thumb.
Yeah,
in the middle of the season. That's, I don't care how simple the procedure was. It's not going to be easy on him, I would imagine.
Open up the phone lines here. If you want to call or text to the show, we'd love to hear from you. 865-966-3435. Your phone number to get on the show this afternoon, 966-3435. Fan Run Radio. Back with your reaction coming up next.
The Drive.
Can't get enough Fan Run Radio? Download the free Fan Run app and take the best Tennessee sports conversations with you wherever you go.
Citizens National Bank.
We believe a good game plan is essential for success. With a CNB Plus Perks checking account, you'll save money with cell phone protection, roadside assistance, identity theft protection, and more. Banking at CNB has its perks. Find out more at cnbtn.com.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC.
Hey Knoxville! Surfside iced tea and vodka, made with real brewed tea, is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, with no bubbles and no troubles. That's right, zero carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. Headed to a game day or party at a friend's house? Bring an iced tea or lemonade variety pack from Surfside, or try their green tea and new raspberry tea vodka. Find the can with the sunset stripes this season. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sunshine in a can. Must be 21 or older. Enjoy responsibly.
Got a flat tire? Strange noise under the hood? Don't stress. Roll into Matlock Tire and Auto Service. From oil changes and brake repairs to brand new tires, Matlock's certified techs do it all. Fast, friendly, and fair priced, Matlock is the home of the price match guarantee. Bring in any competitor's ad and Matlock will match the exact same tire for the exact same price. Matlock Tire and Auto Service. 5 locations in East Tennessee. Visit matlocktireservice.com.